right. We are back, baby. And at a beautiful time, look at us go. Beautiful time in the day. We are doing this thing. We got the good camera back, baby. I finally got that all situated, set up, and ready to go after we had a cable failure and multiple battery failures. Now, the camera will not die anymore. The cable is the best quality it can be. And now we are back to our beautiful camera quality, and we are back to the stream. We are also back nice and freaking early, baby. Nice and early. I don't think I have ever started the stream, at least this year, literally the entirety of this year, this early before. Absolutely wild. Things are a-changin'. For the best. For the best. Hey Zoe, what's going on? How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. You are officially the first one. I got it nice and early just for you. And everybody else that needed it to be earlier. Hey Rena, what's up? I know, Julia. I told you, I promised you, I told you, and I promised you, and I even told you, and I promised you one more time. And here we are. We're doing it. Finally. And so, yes, it's a very good thing that you're actually able to be here in the stream. Othello, you too. I told you, and I promised you, and I told you, and then I promised you some more. And then I told you again, it's going to be earlier. We're going to make this work for everybody. And we are still not at our earliest point. We're not there yet, but we will get there soon enough. Thanks for the follow, Haxer. And welcome back to the stream as well. Othello, I'm glad you made it, though. Zoe said it's my mom's birthday, so I wanted to catch a movie. Nice. Very nice. Very nice, very nice. That's fair. And happy birthday to her. Welcome back, Jackie. Welcome back. And welcome back, Catherine, as well. What's going on? Boom. And I think only Zoe caught me say this, but I do have the good camera back up and running. So we are now streaming back at full quality, finally, which is great. So I'm happy about that. Very happy because, man, after all the battery failures, after the cable failure, it's all situated now. So that's good. Hope you all have had a good day so far. Hope you are all currently having a good day and evening, whichever it is for you. Because we are like half and half, to be honest, to be fair. School is Zoe. Fair enough. You know how it is. I know how it is, and it's no fun. And it's work. You know, it's basically your job for the next few years, so quite a few years, you know. That's good, Jackie. I'm glad you're doing good. Oh, you were just responding to me and Rena probably at the same time. Yes, trying to hear. You're at the shops. Of course you are. This early in the day. Of course you're going to be at the shops, right? Naturally. It is, it's only natural. I love it. I get to intercede on your beautiful lives at a different time in the day, which is good. Happy about it. Yeah, Zoe, so it was probably a bit more of a rush for you today. A bit more of a rush to work, to school, which is your job. Othello says today was my little sister's birthday, but she's in New York. Well, happy birthday to her. And Zoe's mom. There we go. 2 birds, 1 stone. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Well, we are doing our thing. We're going to get to it soon enough here. We just, as is typical for the first few minutes, you know, it's just our check-in time. You guys hit me in the chat. We have a, you know, sort of a one-on-one conversation before we actually get into the meat of things, where I'm not as easily able to respond in the moment. So here we are, we're doing it, we're doing that. And it's always good. I always enjoy this time with you guys. Yes, Zoe, people do live in New York at all times of the year. They don't just vacate one of the most populous parts of the city one day per year in worries that, I don't know, 24 years later, there's going to be another catastrophe such as that. They're probably not leaving just because it's 9/11 24 years later or whatever it is. Which is wild. She was born on the very day. Nalina, welcome. What's going on? Welcome back. Look at that. We're streaming early enough for you to be able to be here as well. I got you covered. I got you covered. It is no thing. I got you guys. We're all here and we're all doing it. And to be fair, this time in the day is still not perfect. It's still not super early. But it is way earlier into the realm of a lot more people being accessible for it. Or it being a lot more accessible to you guys. So I'm happy about that. And we'll work it forward. We'll work it back from here, which is cool. Yeah, I'm glad you can join too, Zoe. Good stuff. Good stuff, good stuff. Good shit. Well, the moment you guys start fizzling out in the chat, I know it's time to begin. So I'm glad your phone has enough charge too, Nolina. Very good, very good. And your mom found your backup battery yesterday, from what I heard. So you got no excuses anymore anyway. Why does it say there's no one in the live? It doesn't say there's no one in the live, so your shit's just malfunctioning. Obviously, you know there's obviously you know there's people in the live. Plenty of people lurk, Julia. You don't gotta worry. I don't care who lurks, as long as you guys are here. I don't care. I'm just stating fact that when the chat fizzles out with the people that are talking, I know it's time to begin. Which is fine, because I love beginning. I love getting into it, baby. It's good shit. That's the meat of the stream. Most of you guys don't even get to be here for that shit. It's crazy. How is this happening? Hat. All right. I'll do it for a select amount of time. Today's not a hat day. But I will do it briefly. Okay, poll time. Poll time. I'm glad it's gonna rain for you, Zoe. That is good, good, good. I love when it rains. Othello says, clappity clap, because it is poll time. Keeping in mind, folks, that we do have a bit more time today to get wild. We have a bit more time today to get a little bit wild and crazy because we've started earlier, which is what I've been saying. We can go for longer but start earlier. So. Okay, polls live. Let us know what you want to see on the stream tonight. Crap. Let us know what you want to see on the stream tonight. We will get that shit going. Immediately. I don't know what you mean. You want to see me on the stream. I'm not exactly sure what you mean by that. Because you're seeing me on the stream right now, right? About 45 seconds left in the poll. It doesn't sound weird. I just don't understand what you're saying. Nothing you've ever said sounds weird. I just don't understand what you're saying. It's fine. One more vote isn't going to change it. So if most of you guys, like literally pretty much all you guys want YouTube tonight, so we will hit that shit up. So even if somebody did have a vote against YouTube, it wouldn't matter. All right. Let's get it. Okay, let's check up on our YouTube situation. Still gotta watch later, still gotta watch later of a few videos. So I may hit you guys with a second poll to determine what the first video will be that we watch in terms of genre. Yeah, whenever you guys are on the stream, you should be having them snacks. At least those of you where you're on this side of the world with me. Because if you're on this side of the world with me, then it is like sort of relaxation, bedtime sort of stuff. So it is good watch party decorum. Or even just when we do games too. It's good to chill on the stream with some solid snackage. Okay, so is that? I don't even know what to qualify this as for genre, though. Well, you know, cookie dough is sweet. Like, cookie dough is a sweet, savory item. It's full of sugar. That's pretty much what cookie dough is. It's like sugar and some egg for the most part. So I understand that you want sugar because you want a cookie dough to begin with. Or sweet, which is sugar. Alright, second poll is going to be inbound now. Bada boom. Bada bam. All right, you may vote for your genre that you would like to see first. After that, it will be a free-for-all for me. But poll is live. We will, through that, determine what genre of the 3 watch later videos that I have ready to go we are going to begin with, at least. So at least you will be able to decide what we watch first, which is cool, and we shall do that. Exactly, Jackie. It's friggin' lunchtime for you. It's officially 2 p.m. where you're at, Jackie. All right. 1 minute left in the poll. Let's get it. 1 minute left. Probably about 30 seconds left in the poll. Creepy Scary's definitely going to win. We're gonna watch all of them anyway, but we just get to start with the one that you wanna, with the one you vote for. All right, let's go. The Japanese documentary is interesting. That's what I try to do. I mean, of course, is I save things to the watch later. This is like the channel that I use for our YouTube nights solely. So all of the recommendations and algorithmic stuff is all based on what we have watched previously, and it's all, everything I save to my watch later here is for the stream only. So I try to save the things that I find interesting so that we can get into them, talk about them, react to them, and throw some commentary on them. And indeed, that Japan documentary is very interesting because it's something I've never thought about, and that's sort of like a lot of videos that I really enjoy watching, is things that I was like, damn, I didn't even think of that. Like, what the hell's going on with that? So to start is going to be our good old Chilling Scares vid. He got a new one out for us the other day, and we didn't get to it last night on the stream, even though we did do YouTube night last night on the stream. So we're going to be hitting that up. Looks good to me. Let's jump straight into the news. Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving frozen meal. I'm actually dead. I am actually deceased at this moment. See you, Zoe. Have a good day, night, whatever. Whatever it is for you. I know it's night for you. All right, let's go. 5 most disturbing 4chan threads, and this is a new one for us. Just came out the other day.
Static. Just before Super 8 static. Just before midnight on the 4th of September 2022, a post went up on 4chan talking about a disturbing visual the OP's friends came across on TV.
That is quite disturbing. I'm already quite disturbed. It is static with a white oval shape in the middle. Disturbed. And the name of the image, if you look below, is called face.png. I mean, the way our mind works as humans is we are literally trained to see faces in anything and everything that we could possibly even remotely judge or see as a face. And so now that I saw the word face down there, I'm looking at it and I do see a face inside of it. But before that, I just saw it as an oval. So that is the power of suggestion right there. Okay, let's continue.
Red. While talking with my friend, they sent a video of their TV, zooming in on a face surrounded by static. They're residing in a Super 8 hotel with channels 1 through 68, yet they found an unnamed channel 73. The top right corner of the video says Plus TV, which appears to be a now defunct Finnish broadcasting service. There's no sound, and the TV manufacturer is Samsung. They found other channels with static and no sound, but no others have the Face or Plus TV logo. Alongside this, the OP also shared a video of what their friend was seeing, and sure enough, it was exactly as they described.
A face. Is he actually on channel is he on channel 69? I have to rewind that real quick because of course he's on fucking channel 69. This is such a bullshit joke.
Of what their friend was seeing, and sure enough, it was exactly as they described.
Channel 69. What are you doing, bro? And okay, so maybe this isn't actually the channel that's like in question here. He does keep scrolling, but of course you're starting here, right? So it is channel 73, one up from 69. Okay. It's a face.
A few minutes later, they also uploaded a picture of the channel guide for the hotel their friend was staying at. It listed 68 channels, providing that the very existence of the 73rd channel was an anomaly in and of itself. Naturally, this thread went viral within hours, with hundreds of users trying to figure out the answer to the mystery. A mystery that only
Yes, bots occur sometimes. But yes, of course it's a bot. And you're right, Othello, I certainly can die. I like to pretend I can, though.
Deepened further when the friend that was staying at the hotel got directly involved with the conversation. Hi, a friend of the OP here. If anyone actually has any idea what this could be, I'm curious to know. I'll be checking again in the morning to see if the channel's still there. It's 12 a.m. right now, and it's the same thing. I have literally no clue what this could be. I've been looking around on Google for stuff, but nothing that looks like this, and I can't think of a reason for this to be here. About 10 hours later, they shared new pictures, and a new video of the TV, the face still on it. Unfortunately, they had to leave the hotel at this point and couldn't monitor it any further, leaving 4chan users with almost no leads to work with. There were several theories.
Well, when I'm seeing it in that video, it definitely does look like an unmistakable face. I mean, it literally is. It's not just something that could be misconstrued as such. It is definitely just a face. So I'll give him that. All right, but TV pirating is a thing.
That gained traction as the conversation went on. The first of which was that the OP staged the whole thing for attention on the internet. As one user mentioned, someone plugged their laptop into the HDMI port and is playing some video file they made. Guys, come on. Which is quite plausible. Analog horror videos of this kind are a dime a dozen on the internet. However, many were quick to defend OP. They pointed out how the TV would have displayed HDMI on the screen if they had switched to it after browsing the legitimate channels.
Good point.
How the static remained consistent across the different channels. And most importantly, that there were no signs of something like a laptop being plugged into the TV in any of the pictures or videos. Now, there's obviously still a possibility that the OP did a very good job of covering their tracks to make it seem as legit as possible. But unless the OP confessed themselves, there's no way to know for sure. That said, assuming that they were telling the truth, we still have a couple of plausible explanations of what might have happened. One of which revolves around the idea that the unsettling imagery on channel 73 was the result of a channel hijacking or hack. A user with extensive knowledge in the field of TV hacking actually came across this thread and left some valuable feedback.
Because there are I've heard about this before, there are entire communities dedicated to TV hacking where you can get whatever broadcast, whatever video stream you want to be just completely taken over, whatever, maybe an empty channel or a existing channel. You can do that. It is possible, and there are entire communities dedicated to doing this. Like, okay, that's what you want to do with your life. Oh, like, okay, but it is a thing.
Reading, hey OP, I think I know exactly what this is. So, back in the day when analog TVs were more common, there was a nefarious hobby for nerds called TV pirating. This is where you hijack an unused low-frequency channel from nearby and can broadcast whatever you want on it. I used to do it quite often in Topeka, both on TV and radio. Anyway, it's still common in some places, although harder to not get caught or be shut down automatically in a matter of seconds. So, what TV pirates do now is run a very low quality test with static and a symbol in the center to broadcast a recognizable symbol and test if it works, while also being an inside joke to other TV pirates who they may know online or IRL. Put simply, someone else staying at the same Super 8 hotel likely hacked into their TV networking system and broadcasted this low quality but still recognizable image for nothing but fun. This would also explain why there were more than 68 channels on the TV. Presumably, the hacker enabled them and then used one of them to conduct his experiment, since if they interrupted one of the normal channels, there was a higher chance that someone from the hotel staff would find out sooner and shut them down. Even the OP's friend, who witnessed the disturbing imagery firsthand, agreed that this was the most likely explanation. However, the TV hacker theory is a bit far-fetched for some, which is where an even more grounded explanation.
Huh. I wouldn't think that TV hacking would be a far-fetched possibility, but okay.
From a Reddit user comes in, stating, I noticed that logo in the corner, and I'm starting to think it's legit. Hotels have their own modulators for their TV systems so they can combine stations from multiple sources, satellite, OTA, internal, etc., and assign the channels as they see fit. Modern ATSC or IP-based systems are fairly expensive, so it's still common to see cheaper places holding on to their old analog infrastructure like what we see in the video. Anyone that's old enough to remember the days of analog TV knows that it isn't an all-or-nothing affair like modern digital TV. An analog signal will gradually fade into the snow as the signal weakens. So I'm thinking the motel used to have more channels available in the past. Someone probably left the cable hooked up to the input for channel 73 with the other end unterminated. This dangling cable could act as an antenna and pick the signal from another channel connected with a poorly shielded cable. It's a weak signal being picked up by a crappy antenna in a system that wasn't meant to be used wirelessly, so not much picture is going to make it through. In this case, the face and the logo were the only parts bright enough to make it through. I bet if OP flipped through all the channels, they'd find one with the same logo in the corner. As for the origins of the creepy face, there are several theories on that as well. To some, it reminded them of the floating head imagery in the music video for Burning Down the House by a band called Talking Heads. One user also enhanced the otherwise low resolution, which to some made the face look like a portrait of Arnold Schwarzenegger. Unfortunately, no one was able to figure out exactly where the original image came from. The 4chan threads...
Looks like friggin' Voldemort to me, if you ask me. Like friggin' Voldemort.
One user also enhanced the otherwise...
It actually kind of does look like Schwarzenegger real quick, but... yeah, the lips. But if you, like, take away the lips... It looks like that nose that's like very serpentine and it's like pressed down into his face with like just slits. It looks like friggin' Voldemort.
Figure out exactly where the original image came from. The 4chan thread stayed active for about 9 days. But when no one was able to find any concrete answers, most users lost interest and moved on, leaving the mystery of the Super 8 static channel unsolved to this day.
That's the problem that I have with like Reddit and 4chan with this, like, you know, the creepy shit on these things, because probably over, I can't say with certainty, but over 50% of the time you're looking at stuff that straight up is just fabricated by the OP. You know, they just want some attention, and that's how they get it. It's like, oh my god. And like half of this shit too is not even photographic or videographic evidence based whatsoever. You're dealing with somebody being like posting on some stupid like legal subreddit about like, if I killed my wife and I don't want anybody to know about it, should I wait 2 days before I call the police and then call them? Or should I call them straight away? And then everybody gets on it like it's fucking real. Or maybe it is real, but it's just like, it's so weird. And just about every one of Chilling Scares videos on these topics are like, this is creepy, but it's most likely bullshit. And here's why. He does paranormal and ghost videos too, and it's like, this is probably bullshit, and here's why. And then he completely disproves it. And I'm like, okay, well, it's not that creepy then. It's not that scary. Because somebody just fucking plugged in an HDMI cable to their TV and fed the TV this thing and then said that it was creepy, and then, oh my god. You know, it's like, that shit annoys me. Because there is stuff that is legitimately creepy. And stuff that is legitimately scary, and stuff that is legitimately weird. But I still like chilling scares nonetheless.
Something I've caught myself...
Because, by the way, he does have some good shit that is real. Like, he does found footage, he does body cam shit. So it's like, some of it's legit, but others is not. But this is his most recent video for us, so that's why we're watching it today.
Doing way more often than I should is laying in bed at like midnight.
Here's a fucking ad, isn't there?
Because in that moment, there's nothing I can really do. That is where today's video sponsor...
Yep!
Visit with Jeff. Start getting the 23 on the B or random board of 4chan with a...
Oh shit, it's the B board on 4chan. Here we go, baby. It's time for some wildness.
Vague statement from OP reading... Be here in B 23/12/2018 GMT +1. You don't want to miss this. One user asked for more information, writing, "What am I in for?" To which...
How much do you want to bet it's a school shooting? Or some kind of mass killing?
The OP gave a rather ominous reply stating, "Let's just say it's my Christmas present for you." The OP went dark after posting this reply and didn't make any other posts until 3 days later, just as he promised. "Sorry guys, 2 beers left and I will go for it. It will ruin my life for years, so I need to get some courage." Initially, most users were either confused due to the OP...
Exactly. 2 beers left and I'm gonna go for it. It'll ruin my life for years, so I'm gonna get some courage. And then the next person that responds is, what you shooting up?
My life for years, so I need to get some courage. Initially, most users were either confused due to the OP's vagueness or sympathetic towards him.
They had the right idea like me.
Go for what? Don't ruin your life, bro. Do some good stuff for yourself. But after several people asking about his motives, he finally confessed that he was going to take the life of his own father, and that he was just waiting for him to fall asleep.
Okay, so not a mass killing, just a singular homicide.
OP continued to provide more details about his circumstances. The tone of the thread shifted from users doubting him to many encouraging him to go through with his plans.
Excuse me? Did he say that? Okay, yes, so he says, I'm going to hit him in the head with a fire extinguisher, then blank him. Stab him? Shoot him? Probably one of those two. I mean, I'm not sure. But it always blows my mind when people go for blunt force trauma. Like, you really have to have a really strong stomach, number one. And you also have to have a lot of hatred for that person. Or you have to be a complete sociopath, psychopath, and feel absolutely no emotions of empathy when it comes to another living being. Because when you choose the blunt force trauma route, it is not quick, it is not easy, it is agonizing, it is horrific, and you, especially if you're hitting them in the head and stuff, I mean, you're dealing with, like, the sounds of that, and the sounds they're making out their mouth. You're dealing with their skull caving in. You're dealing with just the most visceral gore, and I mean, it's horrendous. All you actually would need to do in that case is take, like, a kitchen knife from your kitchen, and then right to the neck or right to the heart. But this guy is going for maximum damage. He's going for, like, I want to make you suffer, and I want to see it all, and I enjoy this. I'm gonna enjoy every second of this. It's like, I see people do this shit with, like, like, this kid did it to his mom, in another case I was watching, and he did it with a sledgehammer. A sledgehammer? Like, bro, everybody's got a knife in the kitchen, but he just like these people, they want it like that. They made a very calculated decision to do it that way. And it says a lot about them psychologically, as I've mentioned previously.
One of the threads shifted from users doubting him to many encouraging him to go through with his plans. Don't give up halfway through, OP. Finish the job. One user even went as far as to write a whole guide on how the OP should execute his plan, stating,
The dude's like, don't go halfway, man. Take it all the way. You got this, bro. I'm gonna give you step-by-step instructions. Let's fucking go. This is slash B slash on 4chan. That's what we do here. We help you out.
You've got the planet better, Anon. You'll be the prime suspect by tomorrow and be in cuffs within a week. Don't do yourself that way. If he's taken advantage of people the way you say he has, then there will be plenty of motive for many people to end him. You have a great opportunity for the police to say, well, this guy wronged so many people, it could be anyone. We have 126 prime suspects at the moment. Spend 2 months doing nothing but researching unsolved murders, then smash and burn your hard drive and throw it in a lake 100 miles away. Have an alibi. Be away. Have your story straightforward and never change it. Be prepared to be questioned, then get on with it. Maybe some of them still believed that the OP was just making up everything for attention. However, things took a very dark turn about an hour after the beginning of this thread.
No!
The OP posted a picture of what looked like the entrance to a bedroom, with the caption simply reading, "Wish me luck." About 30 minutes after that, the OP returned with one final picture, proving that he went through with his plan, stating, "OP here. I'm about to call the police for myself." Not long after that, the police in Austrad, Norway received a call from the OP confessing to his crime. Though, because of Norway's strong privacy laws, the only information about the OP that became public
I knew from the beginning this definitely was European, for sure.
was that he was in his 20s. Apart from that, the OP of this disturbing 4chan thread remains anonymous to this day.
Okay, so that one was legit. Well, at the very least, coincidental. At the very least, coincidental, because somebody did die and the house looked just like the one in the photo and stuff like that. Like, we don't have actual confirmation of this, but most likely this did happen.
Grand Rapids Diner. On the 20th of August 2019, an anonymous person started a thread discussing some extremely unsettling activity he noticed at an abandoned building near his home. However, what sounded like nothing more than a conspiracy creepypasta turned into a disturbing mystery involving shady shell companies, mysterious sightings, and the potential disappearance of 3 people who went looking for more evidence. The post read, "You X-Files want to solve a real conspiracy? 1634 Coit, Grand Rapids, Michigan was once a popular restaurant called Isaac's that opened shop in the mid-1990s. After the owner, Isaac, died from lung cancer, his widow and son kept it running for a few years before ultimately closing down and selling the building in the early parts of 2014. A strange couple in their 40s purchased it shortly thereafter with the intention of turning it into a coffee shop. They painted the exterior, put a lamp in the middle of the building, taped garbage bags over the windows, and that's how it sat until present day. It was in the fall of 2015 when weird stuff started happening. It was not uncommon to see 2 or 3 SUVs pull into the premises, bring in a group of young children, and then see the adults leave, but never catch sight of the children again. The reason I'm posting this is because I was just walking my dog past the building tonight when I saw a kid about 10 or 11 pull down a corner of one of the garbage bags taped over the window and proceeding to pound on the glass as if trying to get my attention.
Oh.
I pulled out my camera to get a pic, but right before the flash went off, he was seemingly pulled away by someone. I stood around for several more minutes, but the building seemed empty from that point forward. The police were called, showed up, flashed their lights in the window, and didn't see anything and just took off. No one is taking this seriously. I'm telling you, something nefarious is going on here. Put simply, the OP was implying that this abandoned building was the operating ground for a trafficking ring of sorts. Which does sound a bit out there at first, with some even accusing the OP of straight up making the whole thing up. That is, until people started looking into it. And what they discovered was concerning to say the least. For starters, users uncovered the fact that the property was owned by a company called Humanix LLC, which to some sounded a lot like a mix of words human and trafficking. The company's head...
What? What? Where are you getting trafficking out of Ix. Human Ix. Well, obviously that means human trafficking. I mean, duh. It's just common sense. It's simple logic, really. Like, what are you fucking talking about?
Quarters were publicly listed as a house just a 7-minute drive away from the abandoned diner. And visiting the place on Google Street View from 2019 shows an SUV and a van parked outside, just like...
Okay, already dead to rights. We have multiple... Oh, two. We have two vehicles that can hold many people. Dead to rights. We got them.
The OP claimed in his post. At one point, the Street View car also captured a handful of children in the house's yard, which some used as evidence of something shady going on. However, from the looks of things, these children were just playing in the yard with no fence or supervision. So, if they were truly being trafficked, there was nothing stopping them from running away. But
if they were being trafficked, they wouldn't be fucking playing in the yard. That just would not be happening. That would not be an occurrence that is happening at all. They would be constantly out of sight at all times. I mean, they'd probably be lucky if they were getting fed, you know? They're not getting playtime.
still, the evidence supporting OP's claims was continuing to pile up. Another strange thing about Humanix was that it had a reported yearly revenue of over $92,000, despite no one being able to find any information on where this revenue came from. As for the listed owner of Humanix, that turned out to be an IT professional named Ray. However, he didn't list anything about Humanix on his LinkedIn profile, which would make sense if he was truly using the company for illegal activities. Lastly, the photo OP uploaded with his original post also turned out to have a crucial piece of evidence. You see, in order to confirm the OP was actually the one who took this picture, other users made him post another picture with a timestamp. However, while the background of this new photo looks similar to the previous one at first glance, keen-eyed users noticed a shadow from behind the door was missing in the second photo. The photo looks similar to who took this picture.
Okay, I do see the shadow at the bottom of the door in the first photo. I do not see the shadow in the bottom of the second photo. Now let's look at the open sort of trash bag window on the left, and let's see what that compares to. Definitely different lighting. Definitely different lighting. In the original photo of his, we've got a nice like square of light here. In this one, he's definitely at a different angle. He's further to the right. You see the other side of that like white square, and then you actually see the lamp itself a little ways into the left there. So it is definitely an original photo.
First glance, keen-eyed users noticed a shadow from behind the door was missing in the second photo, suggesting that there was someone hiding behind the door who later moved away. Likely the same person who in the OP story pulled the child away from the window. These discoveries, combined with some users from that area backing up OP's claims, made 4chan users extremely curious about what was going on, with a few deciding to take matters into their own hands and visit the area themselves. One user drove to the location and managed to stream their visit. And while the stream itself has since been deleted, a screen grab from it survived. It showed the interior of the place, which was a total mess.
So we went in? Holy shit.
There was nothing there to suggest that the property had been under renovation for years by that point. Another user also visited the diner and streamed everything on Twitch. However, this stream introduced even more questions than it answered. For starters, at one point during the stream, we could clearly see handprints on the window, exactly where the OP claimed the child was banging earlier. The person streaming this location also ended the stream in a very disturbing fashion, where he heard something in the darkness, went to check on it, and then went offline.
Okay, I thought I heard something back here. Nope. Okay, I'm out.
It's been over 6 years since then, and this user has never streamed on Twitch again, almost as if he disappeared that night, which unfortunately seems to be a trend with this mystery. Both the OP and the person who streamed the interior first have also disappeared from the internet, and supposedly no one has heard anything from them ever since. So, what's going on here? Was this abandoned diner actually connected to a trafficking business? Well, given everything we've seen, that's not out of the realm of possibility. The place even had a spacious basement with plenty of space for nefarious activities. One of the main arguments against this theory is that the building is surrounded by homes on all sides, so surely someone in the neighborhood might have reported.
Yeah, and also, like, kids, right? Like, they probably could have easily broken in or gotten in and just kind of, like, been playing around, you know? Just, like, being kids, trying to get into some abandoned or, you know, barely used business space.
Suspicious activity. However, something that goes against this assumption is the fact that the Grand Rapids area has 10 times the national average of people on the sex offender registry. So, if this business was actually what the OP insinuated, there would be no shortage of customers nearby. Though, one part of the story that we haven't talked about yet is the second address linked to Humanix. It corresponds to a massive house about 20 minutes away from the Shady Diner. Looking up the residents of this home leads to a couple named Sam and Leah, who could be the couple the OP mentioned in his post. Something notable about Sam and Leah, however, is that they were the foster parents of up to 8 kids at the time, which explains the many kids of similar age playing in the yard of their other property. And given how rigorous the foster system is in the US, it would not be easy for them to traffic the children they adopted without anyone noticing. Now, a potential explanation for all of this is that the OP saw the couple in the area once with their foster children and made up the rest of the story for attention online.
Likely.
While this explains some parts of the mystery, there are still many questions left unanswered. For instance, how was Humanix making so much money without providing any product or service? Why would Sam and Leah take their foster children to an...
Let me just say, number one, you're not fucking reporting human trafficking income. So even if, you know, they were doing a bunch of human trafficking, they're not reporting that on their taxes. That's not going into this 92K figure that you are arriving at, that you've found, that you've researched. It's not happening. So it's a fucking IT firm. Like, I mean, what do you think? There's probably 10 million other more likely explanations, but
their renovation building in the first place. And why did the 3 people investigating this mystery completely disappear from the internet without a trace? Unfortunately, it's been over 6 years since the original post went up. The diner has since been sold to someone else, and no one has been able to find any concrete evidence of the trafficking theory ever since.
Also, you can have a you can own a business property under a LLC or corporation that has nothing to do with the business that you're owning it for, or you're renting it for, or whatever. It really simply is, like, it's not that big of a stretch. It's not that far of a stretch. It's like kind of wild. Like, my company, I could go buy a diner right now under my company that has nothing to do with restaurants, eateries, nothing, and they wouldn't bat an eyelash. They'd let me rent it, they'd let me buy it, they'd let me do whatever I want. And who owns it? Not Jackson Downer, but my company owns it. And if they backtrace that company to the name and what it actually does, well, it ain't a fucking restaurant. It's not a diner. And in these people's case, it's a very similar situation. You backtrace it, and it's like a fucking IT company or whatever.
Whatever the deal with this Grand Rapids diner was, whether nefarious or completely innocent, it will likely remain a mystery for the foreseeable future.
They very well could have had plans to renovate and, like, make a local diner or a local restaurant, and diversify, because they had the capital to do it. They had a nice house, they had an IT company, they could easily do something like that, or fix it up to sell it. People do that shit all the time too. They invest in business properties, they fix them up a little bit, and then they sell them. Same thing with Resi.
Northwest warning. On the evening of September 30th, 2015, an ominous thread went up on 4chan from an anonymous...
It's so hot in here. Give me 1 second. It's ridiculous. I know it has something to do, because it's like chilly out. I know it has something to do with the fact that, like, I just finished in my gym before I even started the stream. But still, it's mad hot. And I'm barely wearing anything. But, Julia, you could be just as right as me with any of the things you were saying. And also, because I'm just conjecturing just like you are. Or sorry, not conjecturing, I'm conjecting just like you are. And they... And I also watch everything in at least 1.5 speed, if not 2 times. So I really just do this for the stream. Not everybody has English as their first language, and so I, and also for the stream clips after the stream and stuff like that, I try to keep it relatively normal speed. I might sometimes, and actually in a lot of videos I've done, and even stream clips that you can go back and watch, I do it in 1.25 just because it like pains me to do 1.1 times speed a lot. But and you're absolutely right. Taking the shirt off is an option for sure. Very good point. And Othello says, I love your debunking. Thank you, Othello. I'm glad you like it. Good shit. Glad to hear it. Next disturbing 4chan thread.
User stating,
some of you guys are all right. Don't go to school tomorrow if you are in the Northwest. Happening thread will be posted tomorrow morning.
And there we go. School shooting time. And you know what? I think I've heard about this one, and I think it's legit.
So long, space robots.
the contents of this post alongside the picture of Pepe the Frog holding a gun painted a clear picture of what the OP meant. Essentially, he was about to do something horrible the next morning, and this was his way of getting some online attention before that. Now, threats like these aren't exactly rare on 4chan, as most of them end up being nothing more than hoaxes. So, some users didn't take the post seriously at all, while others sarcastically told the OP that they would be watching the news in anticipation. The OP, however, stayed adamant about his plans, and even replied stating,
"We'll post again in the AM, 10-minute countdown. Won't say more, too much to prepare."
This was
I love when they are just absolutely grammatically illiterate. Like, his usage of to is really bothering me. He knows enough to put a comma after AM, but he doesn't know to capitalize A and M. He knows enough to put comma after AM, but he doesn't know that to is spelled T-O-O in that grammatical context. God fucking damn it. Holy shit. That kills me. And I don't know. There's something to be said about the people that are sitting here and witnessing this. Number one, by the way, you are seeing this and you are not reporting it. You are seeing someone literally say, "Hey, if you live in the Seattle area, bro, like, don't go to school, man. Like, don't do that. Because, like, I'm just saying, it's going to go out with a bang. Ha, 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 ha." It's like, okay. So not one of the million people that saw this thread that's blowing up on 4chan right now didn't think, I'm a reasonably good person. I have like an ounce of empathy. I have an ounce of like understanding that I should probably do what's morally correct in this situation. And maybe I should just warn the authorities. Possibly. That didn't happen?
a short-lived thread that quickly got lost in the endless supply of content on 4chan. However, what happened the next day left everyone who saw the thread in shock.
Yep.
On the morning of October 1st, a deadly shooting occurred at Umpqua Community College in Oregon, with the suspect being identified as 26-year-old Chris Harper Mercer. Chris
I have seen this case for sure, yes.
was presumably the anonymous author of this post a day prior. The 4chan thread was quickly discovered and put under investigation by the authorities, and for good reason. The original post was one thing, but what made the connection even stronger was the conversation the OP had with another user. Most of that original thread has since been...
He killed 10 people. That's pretty wild. Again, if anybody had some kind of semblance of this is 10% maybe true. There is a granule of sand in the vast amount of percentages in which this could be true. Maybe, possibly, perhaps. You should have reported it. You could have saved 10 people from dying and who knows however many other people from being injured. Now, obviously, if you're posting this shit to fucking Reddit, there's something there. There's some kind of mechanic of like, maybe somebody can talk me out of this. Maybe somebody can stop me. People do that. People do these cries for help. They occur. And, you know, maybe they do talk him out of it. Or they report it and they shut down all the schools for that entire day in that area or whatever. And then the next time he doesn't post to Reddit, he does it anyway. Or whatever. Like, there's so many different possibilities, but at least you would have stopped it that one time when you could. Quite insane.
Deleted. But according to the few surviving reports, one of the other users, thinking the OP was joking, actually gave advice on how to carry out the attack, with the OP thanking them for the tip. A day later, parts of the incident were exactly as this random user advised. However, despite this connection, nothing much came of this investigation for the next 8 or so years. That is, until the FBI released a document with a twist that no one saw coming. According to this heavily redacted document, the person who made the 4chan post had nothing to do with the incident.
What? And this is coming straight from the FBI, baby. This does not at all strike down my point of reporting it. Because it still happened. It was still in the same area. And even if it wasn't the same person, whatever. But that seems very weird. Very weird.
The FBI managed to track down the anonymous poster in less than 24 hours and conducted a thorough investigation into his life. The OP, let's call him John, was actually a young man from Florida who originally grew up in Michigan. Apparently, him making the thread about an upcoming incident the next day was nothing more than a massive coincidence. He had no knowledge of the attack beforehand and had no connection to Chris, the actual perpetrator. The odds of John randomly predicting such a specific event are astronomically low.
And if somebody would have, once again, if somebody would have reported it, there is a likelihood, maybe not even a high one, but a likelihood that this could have been. I don't even know. This may just not have happened that day. Maybe people would have been more prepared in the future. I don't know. But holy shit, the fact that nobody reported it. Come on.
Would even believe this report if it wasn't directly from the FBI itself. And many people today don't even believe this, arguing that it's too much of a coincidence to not have been posted.
Seriously.
Another possibility, something that the FBI report didn't mention, is that maybe Chris only came across this 4chan thread, which would explain why he used the same tactics described there. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to find any evidence supporting or denying this theory.
And what if he, like... I don't even know. Well, the dude probably admitted that he posted that. Again, 4chan is a fucked up place, so shit like this happens all the time, where people hoax and hoax and hoax and hoax and bullshit, and it happens all the time, but I don't know. I won't like delve into it too much, like, mentally, but very strange. Very strange.
Dubs decides. On August 30th, 2015, a user posted a time-stamped picture of the big toe of their right foot on the...
The fuck? Dude.
random board of 4chan alongside the caption,
Dubs decides what I do.
Dubs, for those who don't know,
W's!
refers to the last 2 digits of a post number being the same.
Oh.
You see, every post on 4chan is given a random identifying number, and there's no way to predict what it's going to be. So, the chances of the last 2 digits of this number being the same are quite low, but still within the realm of possibility. In other words, OP claimed that he would do whatever a reply with the matching last 2 digits said. This is a tactic.
Okay, so what are they going to do? Are they going to tell him to cut his toe off? Is that what they're going to do? Is that what's going to happen here, guys? Do we think... Hit me with some dubs in the chat if you think they're going to tell him to cut his toe off. Let's go. Or maybe they'll have him pour, like, hydrochloric acid on it or something. I don't know.
Often used by people who just want attention, without having to actually do the crazy thing they promised, hoping none of the replies are dubs.
This time, he's gonna do it. Oh, he's gonna do it.
Even when a reply does get dubs, the posters rarely fulfill their promise. However, the OP of this particular post...
My money is on cutting it off, baby. I don't know why, like, especially with, like, the scab and stuff. Like, what's this, like, awkward, weird scab going on here? Very strange. Dub says, what I do. I mean, if you're on 4chan and you are a 4chan B user, you are probably going to tell him to cut it off. Or soak it in acid. Or something. That's what I'm talking about. The toe. Yeah, Othello. I'm talking about the toe. And of course they're going to have him do something dumb. Like cut it off. Julia. Yes.
Was of a completely different mindset. As when a reply without even dubs told him to
Chop off the toe.
Oh! What did I tell ya? I'm too good at this. I predicted like everything in last night's video. And yet again.
He obliged and posted a picture of his toe
He's fucking doing it. I knew he was gonna do it too.
wrapped with the caption reading,
Cutting off circulation may take some time.
I gotta get all numb first though, cause I'm a pussy. So like, I gotta make sure I cut off the circulation first, and then I'm gonna use like bolt cutters. You know what he's probably gonna do? He's probably gonna use either bolt. Well, no, bolt cutters don't have like a large enough width when you fully extend. He'll probably use, you know, those tree trimmers that go like this. I've seen those in like movie torture scenes. They use that for the limbs when you're cutting limbs and they just snip the limbs straight off. That's probably what he'll use. I mean, what else can you use? How else are you gonna cut off a toe? Like seriously, like cleanly, easily. Ew, I'm thinking now. I'm really like empathizing with it, as if he named his fucking toe photo hotshit3.jpg. This is fucking insane.
a few minutes later he posted a second
He's gonna do it with a hatchet? Oh. 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 No. You don't do it like that, sir. You don't do it like this. That's not how you do it. And the thing is, exactly, Julia, the big toe plays such an important role anatomically in our balance. You can't really stand on one foot. You're going to be fucked with balance. I mean, if you cut off your pinky toe, that is far less severe. But the big toe, anatomically, is a big fucking deal. Let alone, how is he going to survive this? He's going to have so much blood loss when you cut this limb off. Whatever it is, even the pinky toe, you're going to have a ton of blood loss. You got a fucking ice bucket? That's what you got, bro? That's what you're going to do? You're going to hatchet off your big toe. It's not going to be clean. It's not going to be clean. You're going to be doing this. And then it might come off. It might, but you got bone, you got cartilage, you got tons of skin, a lot of bone. These fucking tarsals and metatarsals you're dealing with and all that shit. It is not going to be easy. And then you plan with this hack job to just dip it in the ice and you're just going to be all set? No. No. That's not how it's going to be. There's a lot to this onion, and we're peeling them layers back. Yeah, shit. Othello, how you do it, I already said. You use the tree trimmer, the limb clippers, like those big limb clippers that you can use to like cut limbs off of trees really quickly and easily. That's what you do. You'd put it right in there and you go, shut. That's what you'd do. Oh, okay. Okay, so you already know what I would do. Okay. Or what you should do. It's not what I would do. I'd never fucking do that. But, yeah. Hedge clippers are like long-ass shears. I'm talking about like the limb clippers, where on the bottom, it's like a hooked blunt. It's like blunt and it's curved. And then on the top is a sharp blade. So the like curve keeps the toe or the limb in place, and then the top is like a blade. Whereas with hedge clippers, it's like two long blades. But yeah, he's not. But the problem is he's not going to cauterize it, and he's not going to sew it closed because he's by himself, and that's not happening. He has a bucket of ice. And you don't have a bucket of ice sitting there for nothing. That's all he's got. That's his plan. I can see what his plan is, and it's not smart. Cauterizing or sewing it closed would be the best option. Or just not doing it. Hear me out. Just not doing it. Maybe. Anyways, let's continue.
His foot on the edge of a bathtub with a hatchet and a bucket of ice in the picture as well. Even with all this buildup, however, no one actually expected the OP to go through with this commitment.
But he did.
Then, about 40 minutes later, the OP returned with a picture of his toe severed to the bone and covered in blood. With this, the thread divulged into a string of typical 4chan-style reaction images from
That's all they had to say. That's all they had to say with some fucking GIFs. Nice.
Community. As for the OP, he completely disappeared from the thread and didn't post any further updates. Now, it's possible he used the...
You want to know why, guys? You want to know why? Because he died. He died. Or, there's one other possibility. There's only one. He died, or he got committed to a fucking asylum. Two options, baby. That's all you got here.
Bucket of ice to preserve the severed part to hopefully get it reattached at the hospital. But even then, promising something this horrific and actually going through with it hinted at the possibility of the OP being deeply mentally ill. That's one of the only explanations for why anyone would willingly do such a thing.
No shit, which is why you either die or you get committed. That's it.
Now, I have seen some claims that the final image was a convincing Photoshop job or special effects. However, while I can't show the image on YouTube, the injury and the blood is way too realistic looking to be fake.
Oh, he definitely did it. He definitely did it. And I'm just curious what they mean by severed to the bone. Because as you guys know, as I said, if you do this with a hatchet, it's not coming off. Like, it's going to be the most torturesque experience of your life. It will be so horrendous, and it won't even work out in your favor because you're using, I mean, that hatchet didn't even look sharp, number one. Looked like you bought it at like what, Five Below or some shit. The fucking Dollar Tree or some shit. It's like fucking aluminum or something. Didn't sharpen it. It's not sharp. Hobby Lobby. Yeah. And he bought it at Spirit of Halloween. He bought it at Spirit of Halloween. And It's like a Michael Myers fucking... Well, that's not actually what Michael Myers uses. But, you know, it's part of some fucking costume. Anyway. Funny as shit, dude. He obviously did a hack job of it. And he severed... They didn't say it was severed clean off. He did not say it was. He said that it was severed to the bone. Which means... It was hanging, you know, like he got the skin, but there's no way you're getting cartilage and bone clean off without limb clippers or a saw or something actually effective here. Not happening. Dumbass. I mean, inherently he's a dumbass because obviously he's a dumbass because he fucking suggested this and went to Reddit and he went to 4chan and offered up his toe to whoever had the first dub or whatever the fuck. Like, obviously he's a dumbass, but he's even more of a dumbass for the methodology he employed for cutting off his toe.
Especially for 2015 standards.
Fuck. Fuck. Julia, I am glad that you stayed longer than you were typically planning because you were having such a good time, and I promise I will keep making the stream earlier and earlier so that you can be here for longer. You'll be able to be here for longer in the future. Because it won't be like past your bedtime. But I really appreciate you staying for extra long, and have a great night. Thank you for being here. You're very welcome. Again, like, I'm super happy to have you and Othella here. I mean, you guys are, you know, two of the people that are, you know, really big parts of the stream, and you just haven't been able to be here because of my timing. So I really really appreciate you guys being here, and I'm really stoked on the fact that I'm making the stream earlier because I get to have you here with me for so much more of it. Especially because you guys are such just great members of the community. So thank you. And good night, Julia. Jackie says, I'm still here, just not able to type while pushing a full trolley. Totally understood. Totally understood. I know you're at the shops. You're good. You're good. You are good. Ivy, are you cleaning? Are you cleaning yourself? Good job. I'm so impressed. Wow. Oh. Of course, Othella. I am, of course, happy to accommodate. And, you know, it works out better for me as well. It was purely just the very difficult process of moving my sleep schedule, moving my circadian rhythm far earlier. That is difficult when you're rooted in it, you know? But it works out far better for me, and it also works out far better for me because it works out far better for you. It's like a complete, cascading effect. It's beautiful. It really is. So, next is the animal documentary. This is a shorter video. We gonna watch it because we watched a short on the sand cat like a week ago on stream, and we didn't get a full breakdown, a full video about it. So we are going to check out the sand cat in a bit more depth here. We love the sand cat here on the stream. I speak for all of us when I say it. It's literally a house cat. Like, it literally looks exactly like a house cat. You can tell where domestic cats come from when you see this bad boy. And it is so cute. And it is the most deadliest cat in the cat kingdom because the percentage of kills that it gets when it actually hunts is far higher than any other feline species in the Felidae or whatever animal phylum in general. So we're going to get right into it. One moment. That was my preface, though. Let's fucking go. Much love to you too, Jackie. Hee indeed, Rena. Let's go, Sandcat! Oh, Othello's got me on the hydrate. All right, let's get on the hydrate train. Good call. And Jackie hit me up with hat time earlier, so I'm wearing the hat. You know how it goes. All right, let's get it.
The Arabian Desert, one of the harshest ecosystems on the planet. Summer days see scorching temperatures of 40 degrees Celsius.
Woo-wee!
And during winter nights, the temperatures plunge well past negative 25.
Ooh, that's insane!
The animals that call these dunes, rocks, and canyons home specialize in the extreme. One of these desert residents...
Look at it. Look at it. Just look at it. Would you just look at it? Like, seriously, that is a house cat.
...is a small one that you may have never heard of. The sand cat.
Oh, we've heard of it, baby. It's the cutest fucking deadly cat I've ever seen.
They may look like house cats.
They do.
Beige beauties are the only cat to live predominantly in the desert. And they're built to handle its extremes. On especially hot days, the sand can reach temperatures of 80 degrees Celsius, hot enough to burn a cat's feet.
Ouchie.
Sand cats, however, have long fur that covers their pads, protecting them from the hot Arabian sand.
Nice.
This comes with a secondary benefit. It allows them to leave almost no footprints,
Ooh.
making it near impossible for predators to track them.
Untraceable.
But in the desert, heat is only half of the equation.
The cold, baby.
There's no water vapor in the air to trap warmth. At night, temperatures plunge into the freezing. Fortunately, sand cats have a thick coat that insulates their body from the cold, keeping them warm at night and cool during the day. Spotting a sandcat is difficult. They live in low densities, they're extremely well camouflaged, and when they move, they stay low to the ground.
Stealthy.
Even when they run, they'll keep their bellies as close to the ground as possible. While they may look silly, they can still top 40 kilometers an hour.
Yeah, they're fast.
During the day, they will try to avoid the intense sun by napping in the shade or in their burrows. At night is when they're most active.
Of course.
Their habitat is almost barren. Vegetation, water, and prey are rare. To find a meal, sandcats travel vast distances, covering up to 8 kilometers a night. Their massive habitat is sparsely populated by creatures doing their best to stay under cover. To find something to eat in this trying terrain, sandcats have two big advantages. Their ears.
And their eyes.
Ears are giant and contain an ear canal that's roughly twice as wide as a domestic cat's. These cats can pick up very low frequencies. A
Damn.
helpful skill in the open desert, where low sounds travel the furthest. These adorably oversized ears allow them to hear prey scuttling in the sand up to half a kilometer away.
Get 'em. Crickets.
With meals few and far between, these cats aren't picky eaters. They'll eat whatever they can get their paws on. In this case, a cricket. The desert is a dry and unforgiving place to live.
It's like a house cat. It just like bats at it. It's like, yep, I'm gonna play with you for a second. I know I can easily kill you. Let's go. Beep, beep. I'm gonna chase you around a little bit.
Sandcats will have to take what she can get. Water is scarce, but sandcats don't need it. They have adapted to survive without having to drink water. Instead,
Cats, by the way, even domestic cats, they come from a long line of desert animals. Cats are desert animals. And cats are evolutionarily conditioned for very little water in their environment. This does not just go for sand cats. This goes for domestic cats. And so that's why cats thrive a lot better on wet food, because the water content is not leached out of their food. They instinctively know that they just need to eat their food. So it's very abnormal for a cat to have to eat this dry food that has had all the water content leached out of it and then have to lap up this water from a bowl. It's a lot more in tune with how nature is for them, where they're eating an entire animal and getting all of the, most animals have like over 50% water in their body. They get that from that.
They get all the moisture they need from their prey.
Exactly.
Though this sandcat has her ears on something a bit more substantial than a cricket. A mouse.
Ooh, mouse.
She picks up on the sound of it scurrying over the ridge. She has to move quickly and quietly, or she'll lose it in the rocks. She lowers her body to the ground, ready to pounce.
Wiggles the butt. Gotta wiggle the butt. She got it.
Lucky for her, the mouse didn't hear her coming. She swallows it whole and runs off into the night.
That's insane. Just
What?
swallows it whole, bones and all.
Their big ears help make them deadly predators. They have another use, listening for other sandcats.
Interesting.
These felines live at
Oh yeah, they got a mate, right? So that makes sense.
very low densities, and between two potential mates may be dozens of kilometers of harsh terrain. They'll call out, making a sound resembling a bark. If
Let me
they're lucky
hear
enough
it.
To find a partner and succeed in mating, mothers will usually have a litter of 3 kittens. The kittens grow fast.
They are so cute. They are so cute.
Reaching 3/4 of their adult size in just 6 months. In a year, they'll be independent. Like all small cats, sandcats are incredibly elusive, and we know very little about them. Their populations are spread out in remote areas with harsh environments. And so, studying them is almost impossible. Fortunately, for the same reasons that they are hard to study, they're also protected from poaching and human encroachment.
True.
In fact, until 2015, we knew almost nothing about these desert-dwelling felines. And we still have so much to learn. But thanks to a handful of dedicated researchers working with limited resources and new technologies like VHF collars and trap cams, we're starting to shed light on one of the world's most unknown species. The elusive sandcat.
The elusive. The elusive. Indeed. Indeed it is. Indeed it is quite an elusive sandcat. I would have to say, I can't argue with that, baby. I can't do it. I can't even argue. I'm so stoked. We got the good camera back. Okay. Oh shit. I think I was using our gaming scene, actually. I think that's what I was actually using this whole time, which is why the YouTube window seems kind of off to me, unfortunately. But that's okay. It still looks just fine. But next time I'll actually use our YouTube scene so that it's a little bit better framed. That's going to be necessary. Absolutely necessary. Yeah. Well, yeah, we've been out of our good camera for like a week. So I've been waiting to get my replacement stuff and good cables, AC power adapter, things like that. So the camera wouldn't die. We wouldn't have to keep camera switching. We could even use the camera period because we had a cable malfunction. So shit like that, you know. It's good. It's good. And yes, those cats are just amazing. I love them. You know, like there's pandas and there's red pandas. Well, there's like big cats in the wild, and then there's sand cats. Like that's kind of like the equivalent of what I'm talking about. It's just they're so cute, so impressive. I know a lot of you guys are kind of busy right now, and I appreciate you, Othello, sticking it out with me to the end. But most of y'all are busy right now tonight, and I'm still not as early as I want to be and need to be. So tomorrow we'll be working at getting it even earlier, which would be good. Even better. So I'm looking forward to that. We will close the stream here. No, Othello, because I thought you left, so I decided to save it. I figure we're at an hour and a half into the stream, so, and plus I thought you may have left, so I was like, all right, I'll just save it for tomorrow and we can get to it. I'm glad you're still here though. That's good. But yeah, I'll make sure that I watch it while you're here. I know, Othello, you're here pretty much every day as long as I'm able to keep it within a reasonable time frame, so I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to having you here. And much love back to you. All right. So for everybody else that is lurking away, I love you all as well, and I hope that you have a great rest of your day / great rest of your night. And with that, I will say good night and see you